So we're back again for another sit down chat with you guys. Hey, help us create a name like for when we sit down and do this. Should it be like SpokenHome Speaks? Give us a cool name for this. We're going to start doing a lot of sit downs because we realize that you guys like it.
Yeah.
We tend to get a lot of views on those.
Yeah. Well, I guess we might as well start out at the beginning.
Throwback Thursday.
Yeah. So we're at a big electronics store.
That will not be disclosed.
Yeah, we don't want to give any free advertising. Because
they don't deserve it.
Yeah. We don't work there anymore for a reason.
We left them at the top.
We met working at the store in Georgia, Duluth.
Mm-hmm.
And
this is 7 years ago.
7 years ago, I sold iPhones, iPods, and other phones back when the company had like a
media department, like a wireless.
Wireless.
Yeah,
that was the
wireless.
name of the department. So
yeah.
It was mainly like iPods, iPhones, and such.
And I was a
accessories.
cashier.
She was a cashier of the front lanes. So anytime I had like a service plan or a replacement plan,
or like a credit card application,
I didn't really care. Nobody paid attention to me, so but I knew that they were like always grilled. She had a tough manager. He was like a chihuahua in the military.
Yeah, he was rough.
He literally was out of the
He
military.
was rough.
He was rough.
I'm full of jokes today.
So he was tough, and so I would help her out and kind of come up there and flirt a little bit. I kind of flirted with everybody back then.
Yeah, ladies' man.
Because I was definitely not a ladies' man. I think I flirted hoping to become a ladies' man.
No, he was really a good guy. Like, he was a sweet guy in the store.
Yeah.
The nice one. Like, you want a snack? Are you going to lunch? How was your day? No one else
cared.
About that. He cared.
Yeah. I dated this girl for a few months, and things didn't work out at all, actually.
Like, we're not going to really go into detail, of course, but because he talked to her, we were able to build a relationship because they ended up not being together. You know?
Sheena was the person that I somehow...
ear.
She was the ear when my heavy heart needed an ear to talk to.
It's like a bad country song.
We started out just kind of talking on the phone, and some nights we would talk until like 3 a.m.
Sometimes the sun was coming up,
and I'm
like, get off the phone, I gotta sleep.
To this day, I hate talking on the phone.
I do too.
So that's saying a lot, because I've never liked talking on the phone. And we'd sit there, and I'd look at my phone, and it'd be like 5 hours. Oh my god. I must really like this girl. So, I don't know. How long did we just kind of talk on the phone?
Oh my gosh. Probably like 2 months, man. Maybe a month and a half. It was just it seemed like much longer. But
If I remember correctly, I was living at home.
Mm-hmm.
I had just come back from college a couple years before. I hadn't graduated. I guess a dropout for a time period. Couldn't pay the bills, so had to move back home and get a job. And probably the best thing that's ever happened to me.
And I was still at home with my mom. I was only 18 at the time.
Yeah.
So I just graduated from high school, definitely still living with my mom.
And I think I was 24. So I got I took some heat for that.
For dating a youngin'. But I'm really mature for my age, you guys. I think I'm just an old soul, so maybe that's why we got along. Fast forward to the dating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess after a month and a half or 2 months, I asked Sheena out on a date, and we went to a movie.
You don't remember what movie?
I don't. And
it's a little lame comedy, man. I'm watching it.
Yep. And I think it was the last movie we went to.
Yeah,
for like maybe 5 years. We're not moviegoers. But before she got in her car, we sat there and talked probably for another hour or two.
Yeah, a long time.
And I'm proud to say I snuck a kiss, and she reciprocated. So I got that first kiss that I went for. It helped out my ego.
He was
I felt
sweet,
pretty good.
Guys. He was sweet.
Yeah.
And it had been a long time since I was like on a real date with someone that I liked, and so he was definitely the first.
Yeah.
For a long while.
That went well, and I think from that point it was like a flame we couldn't put out.
Yeah, every day. Like, you guys know how it is. Every day, like, good morning. Hello, lunch break. You know, that's how it was. A lot of infatuation.
Yeah.
And then I think around like October, it was like about to be his brother's birthday. That's how I remember. And he was like, "Hey, are we actually like a thing?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess
that's exactly how I asked.
Yeah, talking to anyone. And he's like, "I definitely haven't been talking to anyone." And so
there was no time in the day to talk to anyone else. It was just
sucked it all out of you.
And work and sleep and do it all again. So we did that for a little while. Gosh, months.
Yeah.
And I don't remember exactly when, but I ended up moving out of my parents' house into a house with 2 other roommates that worked at the same store with me. And it was reasonable rent. I had a bedroom, and it was a house, so there was a kitchen and everything, but it was kind of run down, so it wasn't like the nicest living situation. But I just remember, like, every night Sheena would come over and we'd go and we'd pop a movie into, you remember the TV? Was it the same TV?
No, you had a nicer TV at this time. You had like your own DVD player and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was moving up.
It was a bigger tube TV, but I don't think they had cable because they were like mad cheap. You know, they just played video games all day.
It was a tube TV.
Yeah, it was bigger.
I don't even know what happened to that.
I think you left it when you moved out.
Yeah.
I came over every night. Like, I got off work, that's where I went, and some nights I slept over there because I would cook dinner for all the guys and we'd clean up and we'd like start playing Rock Band. I'd be like, dude, I'm sleeping over here.
Don't get me started on that. It was like a Rock Band house. I didn't play Rock Band, so it was like, let's go hang out and ignore them.
Yeah.
And did that for a while. And how long did I live there? Like 6 months?
Yeah, I want to say maybe 6 or 7 months.
Where did I go from there? Did I go back
That's
home?
when we got the apartment.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we talked about it because we had just gotten like so annoyed. When you're living with other people, it's like you guys have your own thing going. It's awkward. If you guys had roommates and like a boyfriend girlfriend, you'd understand.
One of the other roommates had a boxer.
I think what was the last straw is when he cornered Dakota at the top of the steps.
Oh yeah.
And he was probably playing around, but he cornered Dakota.
I can tell you, as a dog owner, boxers are super smart, and they need a lot of exercise and mental exercise, and his owner didn't give him either, so he was just a little terrible. So we got our own apartment, and that first apartment was a 1-bedroom in a little suburb in Atlanta, and man, rent was cheap. And I remember, though, it was tough to even cover rent.
Yeah.
Because we were, like, working hourly jobs, just trying to make a living, and
we didn't really buy any furniture. I think we go into really deep detail into our other video. I'll post it right here. The Truth About Moving Out. If you guys haven't seen that, check it out. It's pretty funny. But it talks about our whole move-out process and what that felt like. But we had only been dating for like under 2 years, and it was like, we're going to move out together.
I think it was a year we'd been dating.
Yeah.
For like a year.
But we just moved out.
I've heard some pretty bad situations, but I knew in my heart that
Me too.
We needed to be together. I just had that, I don't know. I can't put it into words. You just kind of know it when you feel it. And I remember your car broke down. I knew that car was not salvageable, and we went and looked at cars, and I mean, Sheena was like...
We were sharing a car for a long time. Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, she was a reliable car.
Sharing our man.
96 Explorer.
It was so hard sharing a car.
We went and bought a car, and I remember it was at a point where I wasn't like super comfortable co-signing, but we went to the dealership, and I don't know, again, I think when you know, you know. Yeah. And a lot of... I can't put myself in other people's shoes. You see him on Judge Judy or Judge... what's that other divorce court with Judge Maybelline?
No,
Maybelline.
No, it's not.
Isn't that her name?
Hatchet.
Judge Hatchet. Yeah, okay. Are you sure it's not Judge Perez?
Nah, no. Judge Mathis.
So, ended up, and that was neat because my car was getting up there in age too, so...
Yeah. So as a couple, I think we knew we needed a more reliable car than just one.
Well, and I knew I cared about her a lot, and I think you'd stalled out in the middle of an intersection one time, and I had to come like help you, and that scared me. So we did what we neneeded to do, and even though a lot of people would not recommend it, we knew that it was right for us. We knew each other pretty well at the time, and
our story is so non-traditional.
I'll be honest, you were the first black girl that I ever dated.
That is true.
And that came with some...
Once you go black, you don't go back.
Some reservations from people, and I'm sure that your mom was not thrilled with you dating me. I remember that she was like really skeptical, and...
She's like, who is this guy? Like, where did he come from?
So we were like those rebellious young people, like, hey, Mom and Dad, I know what I'm doing. So fast forward again. We move out, we get an apartment somewhere else that was nicer.
Much nicer.
We lived there, I want to say, for 3 years. Just kind of started... trying to forge out a future for ourselves and
build a relationship.
It sucks because every time we try to save money, something would come up. I ended up having my car finally died. Dora the Explorer finally died. Traded her in. Had to get a different car, which I still have.
Dark Knight.
Yeah, I have to sell it. It's back in Georgia now. Anybody wants a Honda Accord?
You want a Honda? You give me a call. 1-800. He's about to bust out into a watch him pop on a shirt and a tie.
I give you good price.
I give you best deal.
Best deal.
Oh my. I would say one of the biggest ways you can prove to your parents or your guardians that you really are in a real relationship, do not go to them for money and help.
Ever.
That's just what it is. If you do, they're going to be like,
Yeah, so that was a big point for us. Decided, I think it was like February of 2012. We were just out driving and decided to go look at houses.
We used to do that for fun, actually.
It was kind of just cool, just go out and look around. And I had a really good year that year in my job. So I was like, why don't we buy a house? And I actually asked her, this is not romantic. I know, I'm guilty. But I asked Sheena, I said, look, I've always wanted to buy you a ring. But I think that we're in a really good position to buy a house if you want. And it's totally up to you, but which would you prefer? And I'm so happy that she said a house.
I agreed.
Because I didn't have to coach her or anything. You said house, and so I said okay. And we ended up actually going under contract that week. Ultimately, we lived in that house for 2.5 years and sold it in March
of this year.
And it worked out extremely, extremely well. Very sad to see our house go because there was a lot of love, time. You guys know all the projects we did in there, but a lot of them we didn't even share with everybody. But
and it's just nice to know that we got the best years out of that house,
Yeah.
We made it, we built it, it wasn't there before us, so in our mind, it's still our house,
It'll always be our house.
Yeah.
It's always going to be our first house.
We'll go back and visit it someday, but
yeah.
That really put us into the mind frame of you're in this for the long haul. Once you sign paperwork with someone, you
with
just
a 30-year mortgage.
Yeah, people say,
but you're not married. I go, well, I think it's going to be tougher to get out of this house contract than it is to get a divorce.
Yeah. Instead of getting engaged in September.
Oh yeah, of 2014.
Yeah, I was working with a new company. They paid for me to fly up to New York for a conference, and Dustin came with me because they were just nice enough to match our plane tickets up, and we came up here, and he totally surprised me. I know you guys are still waiting on footage for that. It's just I'm still trying to decide how much of that I want to share.
It was a personal moment, and all that, and
you don't want to give everything away.
Hang on.
Okay. I was
making sure the battery's good. I didn't want to do it while you were talking. I try to be polite.
It's like a Busta Rhymes video.
But we're still there. Camera's still talking to us. So. I kind of fumbled a little bit. I guess, I don't know. I have a lot of respect for the guys that nail it. I just saw a video that planned out the whole freaking town is dancing around and stuff.
Freaking Pinterest stuff. It's
props.
You guys, man.
You get props for that. Man. But for me, I was really nervous actually, and I knew she would say yes, but I was just nervous.
How you knew?
I knew.
How you knew?
I knew.
I didn't need all that. In the moment, it was just, oh my god, this guy did this for me, and that was all it was.
I love you. I love your reaction.
I was crying so bad, and I was doing this. And so I think he was like, no.
No, and it was funny because I don't think anybody around us realized what was going on. It was the weirdest. Kind of really cool, too, because it was just our moment.
Frozen in time.
And it was funny because I asked some random guy that I'm glad he spoke English to hold the camera while I did it.
And he held it right. A lot of times they have their finger in front or facing the wrong way or the camera's not even on. So, homeboy, you're out there.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, man.
Yeah.
You captured that for us. So one day our kids can watch it.
Fast forward in March, we sold the house, packed up a box truck, moved to New York City, found an apartment. We'll do a whole video on tips for that. I think we can share some really good info on that.
We get a lot of questions about kids. I did know I've seen that a few times. A lot of people were disappointed in our last video when we said, we have big news!
Yeah.
And it wasn't a kid. People were like...
we're not there yet.
We're just not there. Just because we talked about it. Our dog's sleeping.
He's dead asleep in our bed, in my spot.
Exactly, that's a kid. And it's just because we're just not there. Every couple's different, but my lifelong dream is not to have a child. It's just to be successful. And
that's first. I've just seen, look, I don't judge anybody. Everybody has a different path in life, but I think for us, we really want to focus on the foundation first.
Yes.
So, not because money is the most important thing in the world, but when we have a child, our child will be the most important thing in the world, and we want to be able to provide for that child the best education, if we want to travel, the best sitters, or just, you know, it's something that we really want to plan out and make sure that we set ourselves up and our child up for success, or children up for success.
We're losing here, guys. All right, but we do this because we love you guys.
Yep.
So that's pretty much it. That's our story. If you guys have your own relationship stories, be sure to share it with us. If you have relationship questions, you know where to put them. We will answer anything and everything at this point.
Yeah, totally. And if you've got your own YouTube channel where you're talking about your relationship,
link it.
We want to see
it. Tag
it.
us.
I want to hear about other couples.
Of course. Maybe we can do like another couples collab. So if you guys have your own YouTube channel, let's collab on something. You know? Do it. So that's it. We love you guys. Thanks for the support. Thanks for loving us and our unique story. And
we're going to have a ton more content. So we've decided kind of to make this a weekly thing, schedule out, plan it, outline. We're going to have good stuff. So we're kind of revamping the channel, and just hope that you stay tuned.
For all the newness.
Yeah, and certainly share your ideas on any of our videos. Share some good ideas. So,
all right.
That's it.
That's it. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
So, we need to record longer.